subscribing and give me some love. Cuzzy, give me an intro. I know it was a little much, but after a big week, I deserve a little, leeway.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give me an intro.
Little leeway.
Give me an intro.
Big week. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. Do what you got to do to put the Cousins in position to win so we could keep giving you these beautiful picks. Great weekend last week, Cuzzy.
Oh, the best. Possibly the best week we have ever collectively had as a group. As we shoot today, I have the Padres game on. They just choked, bases loaded, no outs. I warned you, this game's weird. Still feels weird. It's looking like that. So we're going to kick off with NCAA like we always do. Georgia versus Bama. That was a hell. I don't care. People were insulting me about that game, right? And I said, you just watched a game that will be shown for the next 50 freaking years. It'll literally be replayed 100 times.
Yeah.
It will.
It was pure domination from the Roll Tide at home. I almost could feel the atmosphere through the television, which led me to believe that right then and there, my Georgia pick was going to go down in flames. But the Dogs did not stop fighting.
The Dogs fought. I'll tell you this. Alabama's so happy that game wasn't any longer than it was. An extra 2 minutes on that clock, they were going to be choked. Anyways, we're going to move on to this week's games. Missouri plus 2.5 as number 9 in the country against Texas A&M, number 25. Do you have a pick for that game? I personally do not. Do you have something?
I do not have a pick, but if I was you guys, I'd keep a close eye on the Texas A&M QB. This guy got off to a little bit of a tough start, but I think in the last 2 games he's thrown for over 300. So I look for him to honestly be a big influence in the game plan this week. I think he might be able to pick his spots on this Mizzou team. I think it's going to be an interesting game. Mizzou plus 2.5.
They have struggled this year, though. From what I've watched, they seem to let teams kind of hang around against a good team. You can't let them hang around. They're going to slap you. Next game I'm going to talk about is Syracuse is facing UNLV. UNLV's got a lot of drama on their program. The QB left because he didn't get paid. I kind of like the new world we're in. What happened, Cuzzy? What happened? My food's here. Bring it in. Toss it, Anthony. Can you grab that for me, Cuz?
Yeah, sure.
I got a hot dog here. My wife didn't want to be on camera. She's got her robe on. I don't blame her. Give me a second.
What do you got in there?
We're gonna talk about UNLV. I'm gonna give them a pick. It's gonna be great. Listen, I'm gonna knock down a quick Portillo's hot dog.
Oh,
okay?
Cuzzy, watch that ketchup on the table. This guy goes ketchup only on the dog.
All
it's
right.
a sin.
We're going to talk UNLV football.
Edgar, that's a sin. Ketchup only on the dog.
Listen, I'm white. Call me white trash. It's fine.
UNLV, Cuzzy, get us on it.
UNLV's former quarterback left over $100,000. What are your feelings on the new NIL and how it's working and what's happening in football?
The NIL is shaking it up. The NIL is letting teams like the UNLV Rebels make a little bit of a name for themselves. Guys, you see these schools, they're grabbing some diamond in the rough type players. Some guys that you might see playing at Bama are playing at, Coastal Carolina because Coastal Carolina is saying, hey, well, you're a $200,000 Bama player. You're a $650,000 Coastal Carolina player, baby. Put that uniform on and get out there.
And it's going to cause a lot of problems, I think. And I think football, as we get a little deeper into the, 5-10 years into NIL, I think you're going to see teams that come out of nowhere because all it takes is one billionaire to change a team.
It really does. It takes one big donor, really.
One big billionaire donor to say, you know what? We're going to turn this weird program, Southern Alabama, into the best program into the world.
Yeah.
And it's possible. Instead of it being Alabama, now it's Southern Alabama. And you're like, what the hell's happening? Okay, now here's what I'm going to give you. UNLV is minus 6.5, and I know I've told you guys a million times if it's 6.5, I take the plus 6.5. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to be taking Syracuse plus 6.5 and money line. I think it's around 210. I'm going to be riding that. I know it's going to piss off one of my good friends who went to UNLV, but I do not care. Syracuse has a former Ohio State quarterback, Kyle McCord.
Yes,
I think they're going to get the job done on the road. I think they're going to win this game, and I do expect it to be lower scoring. I don't know why. I'm not touching the over/under. I'm taking Syracuse, but I expect it to be lower scoring. Do you have Any
Is that
feelings?
game at Syracuse in the Dome?
At UNLV.
UNLV.
And people love going to Vegas. I love going to Vegas.
I love going to Vegas too. And I'll tell you what, I don't have a pick in this game, but I really, really like the way you've been talking about the Orangemen in this game. McCord has played in big games. The magnitude of some of the games he's played in are far more than maybe any game he'll play in this season in particular, which I do think gives him an edge in a game versus a ranked UNLV, right? They're ranked
25th. First time they've been ranked in a long time, and that's kind of why I'm betting against them. I don't think that's sustainable. Okay, next game. It's no secret. I've been riding this Rutgers wave. You know why. It's not a secret. The quarterback's dad's my friend. They're going to Nebraska, and this is the first true test. And all I'm going to tell you is the line started at 6.5, and it went to 7. So all I'm saying is keep an eye out, because if Rutgers wins this game, they're going to be ranked in the top 25, and you're going to have to start paying attention and respecting it. They're 4-0. They just beat a really good Washington team. They beat a really good Virginia Tech team. Nebraska beat Colorado, which I don't think Colorado's that good, even though they won really convincingly. They
don't do it for me. Up front, they will get beat on any night.
All I'm saying is it's going to be a really good game, and it's no secret. I want Rutgers to win. That's it. Period. Do you have anything on that?
I got nothing on that. It's a huge game. I mean, you got 4-0 Rutgers at 4-1 Nebraska. I mean, it's a very hostile environment. It's a huge, huge Big Ten matchup. And realistically, the ball is in Rutgers' court. If Rutgers wins this game, they will crack the rankings.
And not only will they crack the rankings, I think that the next 2 games are easy to win. It's Wisconsin, UCLA, and then the last game, or the last tough game of the year, in my opinion, tough game would be at USC. All I'm saying is there's a chance if they beat Nebraska, they could be going to Southern Cal with an 8-0 or 7-0 record.
And then you're going to get, a dominant Rutgers run game versus the USC Trojans.
All I'm saying is
which plays right into their scheme.
I'm just saying. All right, we're going to move on. MLB odds. Baseball has been chaos to start the postseason. All 3, I think the current lead, the Mets still have the lead. All 3 dogs have won in the first early games, and then the Padres won yesterday. And then the 3 dogs came back and looking like they're going to all 3 win again. And I think the Padres are going to be the one team to lose today. I really do. Kind of interesting. What are your feelings on how this has shifted? Did you hear what the Tigers guy said? I told you when they got here.
Yeah.
I don't know who let the Tigers get hot, but they did.
You know what? With that being said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to fade the Tigers in this next round. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Guardians to win the series. You mentioned that was at what? -120?
-120.
So there you have it. I'm going to take the Guardians
120.
to win that series against Detroit. A Detroit.
We got a tie game!
It's gone!
We got a tie game in San Diego!
A 2-out bomb shot!
Hey, this is why we watch
Let's
a game
go.
live. Kyle Hishishakioka!
He did that move like the kid in the stands.
You remember that guy who takes his shirt off?
I love when he does it.
All right,
Oh
I'm
my
sorry. I didn't
God.
mean to yell in your ear. If your wife yelled at you, tell her to take a Xanax, relax. We're just betting some baseball. Padres with a 2-out tie home run, baby.
That was a little bomber. But anyways, Guardians -120 to beat Detroit in
the
that
series.
series.
Yes.
I do like this Detroit team because I love Scooble, but I like to see the Guardians advance.
You know what's really weird is as I look at things, well, first off, Houston's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, they're out.
Yeah.
And
funny, before they lost today, they were plus 1,300 to win the World Series.
that should have told you they were dead right there.
Yeah, but they weren't the last.
The highest odds?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I feel you. Now, I think the weirdest odds before the World Series started was the Guardians. I saw them at one point, 8-1 to win it all.
Yeah.
Like before the playoffs started. Guys, careful with that Guardians team. He's taking them to beat the Tigers. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if you see the Guardians.
Guards plus 1,000 to win this thing.
I want nothing to do
That
with
that is like wow.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't want anything to do with it, but I'd be scared of them because
They got a cheat code in the leadoff spot. I think this guy, I've been talking about this guy for years. This guy, Quan, he is ready for the bright lights.
Quan is the only person I would rather have other than Arias.
Yeah, Arias hits singles. Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're going to move on. NFL news. Bengals finally get a win. And it wasn't easy.
Oh, my God.
That's all I'm going to say. They're 1-3. Their whole season is dependent on this next game. And as I talk to you about it, it makes me think that I might have to. We'll talk about it. But what are you feeling like? Do you think where do you think their season's going?
I have said time and time again, I thought the Bengals were in a bad place going into this season. I still think the Bengals are in a bad place. A lot of people say the Bengals start off slow. This is typical for them. Guys, they're 1-3. They're in a bad place. They haven't had a convincing win yet. All of their losses have been very convincing. I do not see them coming out of the hole they're in without the run game that they have possessed in the past.
I can agree with that. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Falcons win at the buzzer. I know it's not convincing, and I know it's not fun, but I am letting you know. This Falcon team's going to be weird, and if they sneak into the playoffs, they're not going to be somebody you want to face. That's all I'm going to say. That's my only thing I have to say about that game. And not to mention, when the Saints and the Falcons play, it's always weird. That's why I told you I don't touch it.
That's a huge NFC South matchup, right?
Yes.
The division could come down to those two.
Yes.
Who do you have more trust in right now in saying that their records are essentially the same?
Oh, God, that's really...
Guys, I've been on the Falcons bandwagon. I got on it last year because I want the Falcons to be good. I'm rooting for the Falcons to win this division with a lot of
I have 3 daughters. If he's asking me to pick which daughter I like more, I can't. To me, they're so similar, I just can't.
So they're so similar, you don't really like...
No, I can tell you who the better athlete is out of my 3 kids, my middle kid is the best athlete. But I can't tell you, I think the better quarterback is Kirk Cousins, but I think the better team might be the Saints, but I think the better receiving core is the Saints, but I think the better running back core, and I know you're going to say Kamara, but I think the better running back core is Bijan and Algier
and all those guys.
So all I'm saying is you're asking me to play devil's advocate, and I can't. So,
okay.
All right, next one. Broncos beat the Jets. This is all your segment. You called it. You talked about it. I'm shutting up.
It was just the most beautiful sight to see. Not only did I love the game, but I loved the rainfall prior to the game. I knew right then and there that Nathaniel Hackett was in even more trouble. Denver plays unbelievable D. They brought the heat all game. They stuck to the game plan, which was managing, and letting the D win. And that's exactly what they did. Nathaniel Hackett, no touchdowns in the game.
I will tell you this. Seeing Rodgers put that towel over his head... If he could fight somebody, it might be Nathaniel Hackett. I don't like the way they called the end of that game. They could have got 10 more yards, kicked an easier field goal. They were playing it so bizarre. And live, this is why I swear by live. Guys, it's raining, it's wet, it's ugly, the air is heavy. Live odds on the Broncos were plus 380, and it was a 53-yard field goal.
Yes.
Guys, am I high here?
It was great.
Live betting is the best thing ever. I mean, I won't lie to you. I didn't take it, but I already had the Broncos plus 7.5, and I had them plus 400 in a parlay. But whatever, I lost that parlay.
The conservative play calling at midfield to set that field goal up was the exact. They should have never let him literally come back in the locker room after those series of plays.
Okay, next one. Vikings 4-0. Sam Darnold shines again. We tried to tell you the Vikings were legit before the season started. Some of you listened, some of you didn't. I told you take them plus 3 last week. I will tell you this, though. If you watch the second half of that game, the defense got exposed. And that's all I'm going to say. Go ahead. I'm going to let you take over.
Yeah, defense got exposed, but,
Oh, Manny Machado with a game clear. He just cleared the bases. Oh, no, you fat mother. Okay, I'm not mad.
Guys, I don't think you understand. This is a 2-out rally like you've never seen before.
2 outs, nobody on.
A bomb shot.
4 straight
Then
hits.
they load up the bases, and then a base hit 3-1. San Diego.
San Diego is up 3-1, guys. Let me tell you something. You're going to see a whole new level of if the freaking Padres win this game, because then we're going to LA, and I'm gonna fly to LA for a game if that's the case. Anthony and I will be on a plane. We're gonna
hauling in the Padres.
I'm not paying a plane to fly us private though. That's too much money. We're flying first class American Airlines.
That's it. First class American. We're dropping down in Petco Park for that.
I almost wish we had a stream watching us watch the game while we film the show. It would have been fun.
That would be fun.
Anyways, all right. Next thing is Colts Steelers. I told you what was going to happen there. Richardson got hurt, and it still happened. Joe Flacco always finds a way to a team that needs them in the middle of the year. It's actually hilarious. What are your feelings on Joey Flacco? Did you know Joe Flacco is the same age as Anthony Richardson's mom?
It's just a hilarious.
Please tell me
that's
you
a
find
replay.
that
Right?
That's a replay.
That's literally just a hilarious, fun Snapple fact.
You know what, though? That allows Richardson, though, to really look at him as someone to look up to.
Yeah.
And he's able to say, hey, like, ego aside, because there's no ego here. Like, Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Richardson can look at him and say, I need help. And it's not weird. Like, hey, you are the future. I'll help you. You're good. And I love that dynamic. I think it's special for him, and I hope he's not hurt.
I think, like, the guys on the bus when Flacco's on the road trip, they're all listening to, like, you know, all that hip-hop shit, and then Flacco's listening to, like, Prince or some shit.
That old?
With the Sony he's got the Sony Walkman.
No, the G-Shock CD player, the one that you could like run around with. Remember that one?
The one that you could slam off the pavement and the disc doesn't fly out.
I remember that. But yeah, just careful with this Colts team and careful with that Steelers team.
Dude, Flacco.
Oh my God, don't tell me it's true. Oh my God, I'm not even going to scream. 5 straight 2-out hits for the Padres. It's 5-1. The Braves are on notice. Max Fried.
Braves are in a bad place right now.
I'm not even going to celebrate runs. We got 5 runs. Jackson Merrill was mad the first time. He's like, I'm getting
Did you
back.
see what he just did?
Yeah.
He hit him with the John Cena just
Let's
now
go.
on second base.
Oh, God. Can you know how lit up that stadium is right now? God. All right. We're not even going to talk about that game anymore. I'm sorry. We're filming and doing this, but it's playoff baseball. I got no choice. I got $4 million pending.
Cuzzy, Bears defeat the Rams. Another trap that we smelled. Here, guys, I got to tell you, this guy does some crazy, crazy things. One of the crazy things he did, he told you Bears I'm out, no problem. He told you Bears -3, no problem. But if you want to rewind the tape, 24 exacta.
I did. I said Bears money line, Bears -3, and I think they scored 24 points, and I think they run the ball effectively. All the things happened exactly
24-18 over the Rams.
I got to get that clipped right and edited right because I think it's going to be special. I really do. Okay, so next one. Bucks pound the Eagles. I told you when the Bucks play the Eagles, it's weird. Be careful. That's exactly what happened. Guys, Anthony and I, we do this shit. Like, we do it. Like, we know trends. We know, like, how things go. I'm not trying to say, like, we're the best there is. But all I'm saying is if there's a weird thing, we're going to know about it, and we're going to share it with you. Do you have any feelings on that game?
Yeah, my feeling is this. This is a divisional game. This is where you look at the paper, and you're like, you know what? I think one team is – or I'm sorry. This is the Bucks-Eagles we're talking about, correct? I thought we were talking about the Bucks this week. I apologize.
No, Bucks-Eagles.
Bucks-Eagles. This is the kind of game you look at a game like this and you say the Eagles on the road, very tight line. Eagles should maybe squeak this one out.
Everybody liked the Eagles.
Yeah, that's
it. I said, hey, guys, I'm not touching the game. It's weird. It's 1 point. Don't touch it. And that's you know what I should have done? I should have just bet the Bucks for you. So you guys could have just done it with me, but I just said I'm going to stay away from the game. If I would have just taken stuff that I liked last week, I think I only would have lost one game, and it was Chargers money line.
This was the exact game we knew people were going to get just crazy about the Eagles for.
Yeah.
I just could feel it.
Literally. Okay, Commanders kill the Cardinals. All I can say is Jaden Daniels is legit, and watch out. That's it. There's nothing even to talk about that game.
All I just want to say is that I hope the Commanders fandom will open their arms for Uncle Tony. I just have no choice but to like the Commanders because of the fact Jaden Daniels is good.
I know. I'm
but
not
can
trying
I
to
say
hurt
something
feelings.
else?
I know, but
Cliff Kingsbury, let's talk about this offense that he's putting up. He comes in here, it's 30. He's making 30 look easy.
by any chance, can the Commanders and the Bears just kind of like have like a double logo where like we root for each other? Like, we're on the same team, like, hey, my team lost, but my other team won. Like, because I need two teams. We're in Chicago. I don't want to be let down. I need someone else to root for. Rooting for Jaden Daniels is a lot of fun, and he's a second pick, and I kind of wish he was on the Bears. But I won't say that because I'm probably going to meet Caleb soon. Next thing, Chiefs escape the Chargers. They were down 10-0. I wish Heineke played in that game. I'm going to be completely upfront. I wanted Heineke to play that game.
Yeah.
I did. I think he would have brought more energy. I think his ability to run around would have helped them a lot in that. I just hate it because it allowed the corners to really sit back and slow the offense down, and I just hated it.
The Chiefs did what they do. They start slow in a game like this versus a team that they're kind of supposed to beat up on, right?
Yeah.
And then they finally decide to wake up. Guys, don't be down 10 against Pat Mahomes. He's undefeated when he's down 10.
It's crazy.
So he's down 10, and then he looks at everyone. He says, guys, we're getting 7 or 3 here, and then we're going to chip away, and I'm going to win this thing.
It's absolutely terrifying, but nothing you could do. Ravens pound the Bills. We told you. We both told you. It was our favorite. It was one of our favorite games of the week.
Never even felt close. Just from the start, jumped on them, pounded them.
I think I love that more than I loved the Lions pick, to be honest with you, and both won convincingly.
Let's talk about the Lions. The Lions play the Seahawks. They score 71 points combined.
Good news. Either one of us could have played defense on either of those teams because no one could stop nobody. We would have been fine. We would have been able to run around and get some cardio in.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Goff, 18 for 18 in this one. They even let Amon-Ra throw a touchdown pass.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. What do we got on the back of this sheet, cuz?
Oh, I could not wait to talk to you about this. So during the broadcast this week, Tom Brady said that he seriously considered it was between Chicago and Tampa.
He was never coming here.
He said it.
I know he did.
He said it was between Chicago and Tampa. He also said during the same segment here that no one really knew about this and that the Bears went about this in a very, very sly way.
All I can tell you is this. I personally would have...
Just think about how that would have shaped the franchise differently.
Would the Bears have sold the next 20 years for one Super Bowl? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
I would.
Like, at this point, down the line in the McCaskey family.
I would have.
It's time.
Yeah, we got to get that old broad one more win.
It's what I'm saying.
No, I want her to win.
I agree.
It made people giggle, but I want her to win.
I want her to win too.
Not to mention, who did we meet? We met the McCaskey in the Wynn weight room. Yeah. He was one of the nicest guys.
Very nice.
Instantly talked when he heard we were from Chicago. He actually knew my dad. It was a great conversation. It was like one of the cousins.
Very natural combo.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't weird.
No.
Guy's a billionaire and it
Super
wasn't
Bowl
weird.
weekend too. He probably had a lot going on, but still nice guy.
The only guy though carrying Deja Blue water bottle with the
He
Bears
had the Deja Blue with the Bears logo.
He's so Bears, it was crazy.
He's like, I'm going to fly to the Win. I'm going to pack a couple Deja Blues.
Just in case anybody was wondering what team I'm on. All right, Davante Adams is looking to move. Now, the crazy part is, so is Tyreek Hill. So which receiver would you rather have? Tyreek Hill or Davante Adams on your team right now? Who would you pick?
Have you seen the show Receiver?
Yes.
You seen it?
Yes.
Do you see how Davante acts in there?
Not very good.
There was a moment in the show where Davante his team won and he actually got upset and then transparently said it was because he didn't get the ball or score. I have no more words for this guy because he's the kind of guy who wakes up on a day like today, which he did, and he says, you know what, I want to play for the Jets with my buddy Rodgers, or I want to play with the Saints with my college roommate Carr, and I don't want to play anywhere else. I just want to play with those two.
He needs to go to New York and play with Rodgers because no one's ever seen a better receiver than when he's with Rodgers.
Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson.
I would want no part of that.
Man, the Jets might skyrocket if that were the case. They might even be able to get Nathaniel Hackett looking good.
Yeah. Travis Kelce continues to struggle. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. You want me to bully him? I'm not. The guy has been dominant for his whole career. He is literally 35 years old. He's my age. What do you want the guy to do? Leave him alone.
This is a dose of
They're
sleeping.
winning.
This is a dose of sleeping on the silk sheets, Cuzzy. This is all but over for Travis, I think.
You think this is his last year?
I think Travis is ready to hang it up soon. I think he's got the absolute A++++ lister under his wing, and I think his focus is off the game a little bit.
His show is everything we want ours to be. They got the funding, they got the support, and they got the guests, they got everything.
You mentioned it perfectly, though. A phenomenal, unbelievable career. But at this point, you got to ask yourself, is it worth continuing to play, or maybe we'll just hop on my little honey's G6 and we'll just enjoy the ride and have a good time?
Shine bright like a diamond. And
just watch her at a concert and just chill out
and raise your hand and root for her. I love it. Hey, you know what though? I as much as I hate the Chiefs, I respect and love Travis Kelce. I think he's an incredible athlete.
Cuzzy, I'm gonna take you to Fantasyland. We haven't been there in a while.
Fucking hate
Before I take you to Fantasyland, I want you to scan this sheet.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Okay, just look at the teams.
I'm looking.
And look at the odds. Now close your eyes.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going down to Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
So which of these plus 1,500 or more Super Bowl teams would you like to see? One from the NFC, one from the AFC in the Super Bowl in NOLA.
Okay, I'd love to see. Can I go?
Go ahead.
I'd like to see the Commanders.
Okay, the Commanders.
And I'd like to see... They have to be plus 1,500. Any of these, really. I mean, and the Jets.
Okay, Commanders and the Jets. Now close your eyes.
Okay.
We are in New Orleans. I could smell the jambalaya by the pound.
Miserable place.
There's shrimps. There's all kinds of fish everywhere.
Hate it there.
There's a lot of beads going on.
So dirty.
And it is 4th and goal.
Okay.
From the 7-yard line.
Got it.
Washington calls a timeout.
Yep.
The Jets are on D.
Mm-hmm.
Washington is down 4.
Got it.
They're on the 7.
Got it.
They're in the huddle.
Got it.
They've called a play.
Got it.
What's the play?
Jaden Daniels drops back.
He drops back. Who does he pass to?
Nope.
What does he do?
He splits. He rolls right, and he either runs or throws.
But who's in the corner?
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin's in the corner. Scary Terry. Does he throw it or does he run for it? How does he do it? Does he run for it or does he loft it in the corner?
Runs for it and reaches over the end zone.
Who hits him?
Ooh, I don't know.
Sauce Gardner?
I can see Sauce coming.
Sauce comes, tries to clip him from the side. Does he get in or does he not get in?
He gets in.
He gets in.
He gets in.
He gets in. Ladies and gentlemen, who knows? Maybe that happens. Maybe that happens.
Fantasyland.
The best part about Fantasyland is that hopefully one day it happens.
All I'm going to tell you is...
Even if it's 4 years from now, we bring this clip back when Jaden Daniels runs 4th and goal from the 7.
I'll tell you this, though. The Jets not looking good after Rodgers leaves. I'll tell you that. All right, we're going to start talking about games. It's time. Let's kick this off. We're going to shoot through these kind of quick because we really took a long time to start the show. So first things first. Okay, Buccaneers at the Falcons. I am on the Falcons money line, minus 125. I don't like the over-under here. I'm staying away from that, but I'm on the Falcons. What are you on?
I'm also going with the Dirty Birds. Falcons ML Thursday night ball. Falcons ML. Next game, Jets plus 125 on the ML versus the Vikings, who come into this game as a 2.5-point favorite in London.
I'll be taking the Jets plus 3. I like the Jets here. I think that Sam Darnold's going to want to beat the Jets, his former team. Not to mention it's where he got drafted. But I will be taking Aaron Rodgers to play Big Daddy and get the W to go to 3-2.
Love it. I'm also on the Jets plus 3 in London. I'm also on Rodgers passing over 220. Love that bet. Rodgers going big in London town. Next game, Panthers at the Bears. Bears minus 4 in this game. What do you like?
Not touching. Your choice.
I'm taking the Bears. I'm taking the Bears minus 2.5. I'm taking Swift to go for 40 yards in this game. I think that's a very low rate they have him at, coming off a 93-yard game. I look for them to go right back to the run this week.
Can you do me a favor? Just say Bears money line.
Sure. Bears money line.
Thank you.
Bears money line.
All right. Screw that 2.5. If you're
Bears money line.
Thank you. All right. Next game. Ravens, Bengals. I didn't have a pick on this before the show started, but I'm taking the Bengals plus 3. I'm hitting it. I'm taking it. I got to take the Bengals plus 3 because if they don't win this game, the season is over.
Does that game look trappy to you?
For Ravens bettors.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm taking the Bengals +3. It's I did not expect to say this to you, but after about an hour pregame before the show here, I like it and I'm taking it.
Okay. I'm taking a double prop on this game. First prop, Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Next prop, King Henry, who is off to an unbelievable start. Henry over 80 yards in this game.
Hard to dispute it. Guy did it in the first play last game.
Yes, he did.
Okay, next game. Bills are -115 at the Texans. The Texans are +1. Uncle does not have a pick on this. Do you like it?
Absolutely not. I will be staying away from this game.
I'll be watching it. I will be watching it because this is going to be a game of the week to watch, but I can't bet it. It's too much of a coin flip for me.
The only lean I have on this game would be the over 47.5. I think it's gunslinger galore in that game. I'm staying away from it.
It is gunslinger galore. Colts, Jags. Colts are +3. Jags are -3. Do you have a pick in that game?
I'm taking the Jags on the ML at home. I think the Jags play way better at home. Jags on the ML -160. That's what I'm on.
I can't touch it. I just can't. Dolphins, Patriots. I saw Dolphins +1. You have Pickett on there, but I saw Dolphins +1. What do you like in this game? Where's your head at?
This is the worst game you could ever watch in your whole life.
Listen to me. Last week I told you it was two minor league two minor league football teams playing when it was the Dolphins and the Tennessee Titans, and that's exactly what you saw. This is
just as bad.
Possibly very similar. If you're asking me to give you a lean, like gun to your head lean, and this is not like the lean I had for the Vikings. Okay, so to take this with a grain of salt, I would lean Dolphins here.
That's so funny. Because I would lean New England.
Okay, good. We're split.
But that's the funniest part is neither of us are betting this game,
we're
correct?
Split. No, I'm not betting it. Okay. But I'm glad we're split. It's healthy to be split.
When two teams are this bad, it's definitely healthy to be split.
Next game, I have some more convincing feelings. I'm going to let you announce it, and I'll go from there.
Browns at the Commanders. Commanders -3 and -175 in the ML at home in this game.
Do you have a pick?
Who do you like? I don't like anybody.
I'm taking the Browns +3.5 because it is 3.5. I saw it before the show.
Okay.
+3.5 and +150. Browns are going to get this done. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to limit Jaden Daniels' ability to go up and down the field by playing the long ball game, and that's by running. Here's 3 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, first down. It's miserable football. Jaden Daniels does not want to play that way. The Browns are going to get the win. That's how I feel. Next, Raiders at the Broncos. Broncos -2.5 in this game. Broncos look like they're maybe they're not that bad.
They're getting a little hotter. Their defense is playing.
They're not hot, but they're hot.
Exactly.
No pick here. I don't want anything to do with it. If you're going to ask me to lean, I'd lean Broncos money line, but I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah. I'm good on this game. Raiders, Broncos, another game. Zero interest in watching that game. I'm rooting for Bo Nix, though, all the time. Cardinals at the Niners. Niners -7.5. You feel strongly about something in this game. Talk to me.
Cardinals +7.5. I think it's a good bet. You could buy it to +10 for -155, I think it was. That's exactly what I'll be doing. So, Edgar, you can put the little square up. Bang! Cardinals +10, -155, I think I saw. So that's what I'll be doing. I like that quite a bit, actually.
There you have it.
Next game, Packers -170 or -3 against the Rams in Los Angeles. I'm going to let you take this one.
I got to lean on the Rams in this game. I really do. I think the Rams bounce back on the road in Chicago. You see the Rams on the road, they play down. They're at home in this game. I think they play a little bit.
I want nothing to do with that game because to me, it's not.
Rams +3 is a lean.
Don't lie. You said every Joe Schmo across the country is going to have the Packers money line in their parlay.
I agree.
I
agree.
I'm not touching it, though.
I don't disagree. The Packers -170 going to play Stafford and a bunch of guys who wash cars is going to be favorable. They're going to love it.
I used to wash cars. That used to be my job when I started in the car business.
Sorry.
All right, next game. Giants are +6.5 against the Seahawks. You already know my rule. If it's 6.5, I'm betting it, and it makes it a lot easier when it's Geno Smith on the other side. So if it's 6.5, you'll see me taking that against Geno Smith.
Guys, I want you to know something. I watched the Monday night game with this guy, which featured Eugenio, and I want it to be known, this is just not even a show thing. his anger towards Gino. This is an all day, every day, all the time thing. When he sees Gino on the screen,
he lives rent free in my head. He really does.
This guy gets CTE when he sees Gino running around just getting away from sacks, ripping it down the field. I'm not touching that game. That game's poverty. Can't stand it.
I'll tell you why I'm mad at Gino even more now. My buddy had plus 8.5.
How
Detroit.
bad was that?
And they had 2 chances, one of them from the 4-yard line on first down, and those bums couldn't do it. Disgusting. Okay, Sunday Night Football. We already know I love Carey. I talk about it every week. The Cowboys are plus 2.5 on the road. The Steelers are minus 2.5. I'll tell you this. Everyone that gets beat up all day, I would be shocked if they're not taking the Cowboys in this game to try and be like, I'm taking the Cowboys to come back after a bad Sunday, but you can't pay me to bet on Justin Fields and the Steelers. So do whatever you do. Do you have a pick on this game?
You know what, Cuzzy? I don't have a pick on this game officially, but a lot of people have been asking me to pound the prosciutto, and that's what I'm going to do.
Slice it thin?
Yeah, I'm going to slice it thin.
Slice
it thin for you guys, and I'm going to start the thin slicing with the Cowboys on an alt plus 7, the Jets on an alt plus 7, the Rams on an alt plus 7, Atlanta on an alt plus 7. You like that, Cuzzy?
That's actually
And then
nice.
I'm going with the Bears and the Jags on the ML. And I got news for you. Very uncanny of me. I'm giving you a plus 750 smoker
I saw it
this
down
weekend.
there. You're giving out
A
plus
plus
700s?
750 smoker.
You giving out plus 700s?
You heard it right there. Slice it and
It makes
slice
my
it
pickle
thin.
tickle. I'll tell you that. It makes my pickle tickle. Next game, Monday Night Football. Saints at the Chiefs. Do you even need me to tell you who I'm on? At some point, the definition of insanity is just keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I'll be taking the Saints plus 7 because I'm buying 1.5 because that's high. And I'll be taking a money line plus 210. I don't care. I know everybody tells me stop paying the Chiefs. I don't know why you do it. Because I want to do it, okay? I'm done. Go ahead. Do you have any feelings on that?
Hold on. Guy's heart is pounding. The excitement he gets fading the Chiefs is I'll never understand it, but I do love it.
Can you imagine a last leg of my parlay being
We're
against
going
the
Arrowhead
Chiefs?
then.
Oh, we're flying straight to Arrow on the Challenger. Bang, private. Bang, landing. Because I'll tell you something. I'll want to be out of Kansas City faster than you could even blink when that game's over. Miserable place.
Faster than Andy Reid could knock down a 12-pack of donuts.
Great
Fuzzy.
people in Kansas City. Miserable place, though. The casino there's... The Hills have eyes in there. There's, good barbecue, but there's just nothing to do. It's worse than Cleveland and Detroit. You heard it here first. Okay, and someone told me when I
We're going to get killed when we get there the way you're talking.
When I talk, I sound out of breath, and I'm realizing it. It's because I'm so passionate about the things I talked about.
Yeah.
But you know what it's time for?
What's it time for?
It's time for me to give you the parlay for this week. And I'm going to give it to you, and it's going to be juicy. It's going to be... I have to actually add a leg, and I'm adding in the Bengals.
How many teams is this?
This is going to be, this parlay is going to be 6 teams.
A 6-team steamer. This is the second 16 steamer of the show. That could be something.
It's going to be 6 teams. I'm tweaking it because I'm going to buy up the Cardinals.
Okay, get them up.
The Cardinals is minus 159 money line, by the way. I said 155. Or no, the Cardinals are minus 159 plus 10. So just, for when you're asking me. So I'm going to give you a 6-team parlay that I'm taking this week. I'm taking the Falcons money line. I'm taking the Jets plus 3. I'm taking the Browns plus 150 money line. I'm taking the Saints money line. I'm taking the Bengals plus 3. And I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals plus 10. You heard it here first. 6-teamer. I'm due for a big win. We had a big week last week. It's time to have a day for all of us. I love you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time, I don't know what they're talking about, but go Padres. You want to say goodbye to the people or no?
You stay classy, San Diego.
I like that one.